So we made it over here to Granite Creek drive-up campground. This is where our trail starts. We got about 4.8 miles to Cora Lakes. We got a little creek here. We got Jack Dog with us on this trip, so he's already in that water. This is a early November trip, so early winter, late fall here. It's November 11th. It's pretty much the last trip of the season. And there's going to be snow all around here pretty soon. Temperature right now is 42 degrees at 11 o'clock in the afternoon. So we got cloudy skies, but it doesn't look like it's going to rain or snow on us if the forecast is right. So we're going to get going on the trail here. 42 degrees out here. This water's probably even colder. And this idiot is jumping around in it and is shivering, but he can't stop. He's addicted to the water. First little creek crossing at the campground here. Here we go. So this is the trail out from that Granite Creek Campground. It's pretty easy to follow. You could drive on the road up here a little farther, but the creek crossing was a little iffy since we didn't have high clearance vehicle. So we got an extra 0.5 miles to hike here. So far it's easy to find, pretty well maintained. Entering the wilderness here, and permits are required for overnight trips into the Ansel Adams Wilderness, but since we're out here off season, there's nobody at the ranger station, so you just self-register and it's free. I think during the summertime, I think they cost like $5 or something like that. Nobody back here this time of year though. No mosquitoes either, which makes it nicer. But it really is perfect time of year out here. A lot of people don't come this time of year because they're scared because it's cold. But if you got the right kind of sleeping bag at night, it's no issue. And right now, hiking in a t-shirt, totally comfortable, not sweating, no bugs, no bees, nobody else out here either. So we're gonna have the lake all to ourselves. I don't think we saw a single car driving back here for the last hour and a half or so. So definitely recommend coming out here in November, as long as you gotta check the weather first, make sure there's no storms, because you can get trapped out here if you get an early snowfall. Oh, another thing I wanted to point out here about the Ansel Adams Wilderness out here. We're just south of Yosemite, actually. It's adjacent to Yosemite Park to the back south side, kind of. But gotta have some way to keep your food from the bears. The easiest way is to just get a bear can, and that's what we've done this time. You can use ropes, but I find that using the ropes are way more of a hassle than just having the bear can. Plus with the bear can you got a little portable seat, and they barely weigh anything, so make sure you get a bear can. You can rent them from the ranger station too for I think it's only $5 for unlimited amount of days, so that's another option. About a mile and a half or two in on this trail, and I have to say that the elevation change is very, very gradual. It's really mellow, almost feels like it's flat, but from the trailhead up to the lakes we're trying to get to, the first set of lakes, it's 1,000-foot elevation gain. If we keep going and do the full 9 miles to the other lakes up there, it's 2,000 feet, so not bad, but it's a super gradual trail, and it's not, I'd say, easy to moderate hiking, not very strenuous. Ansel Adams Wilderness. Entering right. We're coming up to the trail junction. Right here. Looks like we got Clover Meadow back where we came from, and then Hemlock Crossing right there, and then Cora Lake. Oh, Cora Lake. I was calling it Cora Lakes. That's where we're going. We're gonna stop and have some lunch here, though. Probably about 3/4 of a mile out from Cora Lakes here. It's starting to gain a little bit more elevation. Kind of a moderate slope here. Not horrible. Got a little bit of snow here. Just a light dusting. Just patches. Let's see what the lake looks like. Hopefully it's not frozen over. That'd be nice. Cora Lake. The first Cora Lake here. Nice lake. It's pretty big. Got a little snow up on the tips of the mountains. It's looking pretty awesome. Haven't seen any campsites yet, but we just got here, so we're gonna go keep heading along this way and see what we can find as far as campsites. This is the small Cora Lake, the first one you walk past on the trail, but you don't see it from the trail. You just have to kind of bushwhack through the trees a little bit and you get over here. This one's already like half frozen over on the surface, and there's a little bit of snow you can see over there. It's a nice little lake. I think I like our spot better though. The path that you take down to the first little Cora Lake. It doesn't have a name on the map, but you just kind of, this is a little creek bed here. Creek's not flowing right now, but it would be a good spot to get water if it was flowing. So we're gonna have to drink lake water. So here we are at the first Cora Lake. Got a beautiful campsite right behind us that we stayed at. Water's perfectly still. There's no wind at all pretty much last night. And this is a very nice lake. It's a pretty awesome place to hike to. And the sun's out this morning. This is probably like, I don't know, 50 degrees, I want to say. Maybe it'll get up a little warmer, but warmer than yesterday for sure, because yesterday was cloudy. But, this would be the prime fishing spot if you wanted to come fish down here. Seen a few fish jump here. And our campsite's right over those rocks back there. I'll show you that in a little bit. And the plan today is we're gonna go hike up to the next lakes. It's gonna be about 5 miles each way to these next lakes, and those lakes are at 9,100 feet, so it's gonna be about 1,000 feet higher than where we are right now. And we'll show you that when we get up there. This is our campsite. Had a nice little tent spot there, and there's a nice fire pit, and nice little really comfortable seats there. And then the lake's just right over there, about a minute and 30-second walk. And then we got pretty thick fir trees all around us here. Alright guys, so we're setting out from camp here. We're gonna hike up to the northwest kind of. Our first stop's gonna be Knobloch Meadow. That's in about 1.5 miles, and then we're gonna go on and we're gonna go to Sadler Lake, which is 9,380 feet in elevation, and then over to McClure Lake, which is 9,600 roughly feet in elevation. Looks like we got a total of about 1,000 feet elevation gain here, but the weather's nice today, no clouds really in the sky, sun is shining. We had a cold night last night. That's one thing about these late trips. The sun was down at like 4:30 in the afternoon, and it got very cold. But we, for the most part, we had the gear. We had the dog wrapped up in the blanket, and yeah, it's a nice day right now. It's not too cold at all, actually. So we got to the junction here. We got Cora Lake back where we came from. We got Chetwood Creek there, and then this way is the way that we're going. The trail is very well maintained. It's easy walking. Knobloch Meadow here. It's pretty nice. Mountains over there in the background you can see, and we got frost on the ground. It's a pretty beautiful hike out here. A little snow up on the tops of those mountains, and we're gonna keep going, try to get to Sadler Lake here. You almost wouldn't be able to tell that it's early winter out here, except for the snow on the ground and stuff like the ice, but it's like sunny and warm. It's probably feels like 60 degrees. It's nice. So we're going up the trail, nice easy trail here, beautiful creek next to us. We had a little change of plans. We're gonna go up to Joe Crane Lake now, up at 9,600 feet. It's 0.4 miles closer than the other lake, and it looks like there's some nicer peaks around the lake, so we want to go up there and check them out. So we'll keep you posted. So we're going to Joe Crane Lake. We got to the junction here, and we're gonna go up that way. Nice little lake. It's 1.9 miles from here, and then that way is Sadler Lake, Lillian Lake, a few other lakes up that way. So we're gonna go to this one. About 500 feet of elevation gain from here. Not bad. Let's see what the lake's like. So we've gotten up. This trail up to Joe Crane Lake is not as well maintained as the other one, so we're kind of going off the GPS here, and it's all covered in snow. So we're in winter mode now. We're going up 1.9 miles to go. You see all of the scenery behind me. Pretty awesome. Clean air. Going up to Joe Crane Lake still. Now we're getting up to these mountains. Cool. We're getting higher and higher, close to the tree line, so the trees don't really grow so well up here this high. A little shorter, a little more stunted. Let's go see Joe Crane. I don't know who Joe Crane is. So here's our final junction before we hit Joe Crane Lake, and I guess Madera Creek is that way somewhere, and then that's back where we came from. The trail's a little hard to find up here, but there's some rock stacks and stuff to follow. And then Joe Crane Lake is somewhere that way, so that's where we're going. Supposedly, it's about 500 feet from here. Coming up on Joe Crane Lake here. You guys are seeing it for the first time, just like me. Beautiful little rock faces behind it, and the lake is super calm and still. Not really much wind up here. If I had to guess, I would guess it's about 55 degrees, maybe 50 degrees up here, but it's still, which is nice, and this lake is very clear. I'm just gonna see if Jack Dog's probably gonna want to go swimming in there. We're gonna have some lunch. Well, this is farewell to the Joe Crane Lake. We'll see you back at camp. Probably about 50 degrees out, and the water's probably about 40. And this guy is very not smart, because he's going to be shivering in about 30 minutes. But he's obsessed with water, so that's what he does. So long, Joe Crane. So there it was, another successful backpacking trip with Jack Dog. To the Cora Lakes, we hiked out, started at 8:20 this morning. We got back to our car at 10, so we had a pretty good pace going. Now we're going to cook up a little breakfast and drive 6 hours home.